Well, folks, after 3 gorgeous days here in Estacada, Oregon at Milo McIver State Park, the Beaver State Fling is complete, and your champion in the MPO division, Gannon Buhr, dominating Oregon this season, joins me in the DGN booth here for Tournament Central. Gannon, not a bad trip out to the West Coast. How you feeling right now, bud?
Crazy. I mean, I can't believe I just won back to back. I've never had something happen like that in my life. So crazy.
Reflect on the bigger picture. A lot of the guys that play with you week in and week out always joke that you are obsessed with disc golf, have been for a long time. It's your full job now. You've been having to deal with the business side of things, contracts, a lot more money coming in. How do you feel? Do you still feel as obsessed with the game and as tapped in as you were when you started?
Even more than when I started. I mean, once you get a taste of the winning, you never want to stop. So I mean, these last 2 weeks have been crazy for me. I didn't really have any expectations. I knew I was going to play solid at Portland, but out here, I didn't have any expectations at all. And so to see my name number one is just absolutely insane and so fun to battle with Ezra. We're going to go back to the Airbnb tonight. It's going to be awesome. I guess whoever I stay with, we just get 1 and 2 every week. So I was with Cole last week, got second, and this week was Ezra.
What is that? Do you feel like you guys all push each other to be better? Are you guys talking about what the other people need to get better at, and you're practicing like that together, or is it just coincidence that you guys are just getting better and better?
I mean, we play so many like putting games and competitions in the yard and stuff that we're just all so competitive. I mean, our friend group has just gotten better every single year. Isaac with 2 majors last year. I had 3 elites. Ezra's been up there at so many tournaments now. Gavin, his rating has gone up so much, and he's already had like 5 top 10s this year, better than he's ever had. And so, along with Alden as well, our whole friend group has just been, our ratings have gone up. I think we just push each other to play better every single week. I think we're all dedicated. We all practice really hard. We care a lot. We're not out here just to live the disc golf life. We're out here to play as good as we can.
Talk about Ezra. I mean, Isaac popped off last season, took down 2 majors, pretty much shocked the disc golf world. He graduates college, hits the road, and then 2 years later, here he is, multiple-time major champion. His brother, he kind of said it earlier in the year, he felt like he was living in his shadow. What has Ezra gotten better at, in your opinion, to get him these consistent finishes?
I don't really know. I haven't known Ezra's game as well as Isaac's. I know Ezra is just as deadly with the straight shots as Isaac is. And Ezra is also one of the top putters in the world that's kind of underrated. I mean, he doesn't really miss that often, and is really good from circle 2 as well. And so that's very important out here on tour. I feel like he's very in tune with his discs. His game plan is very good, to kind of limit the mistakes. I feel like there's not really any shots that he throws that I don't like. I feel like our games are slightly different, but he throws a lot of the shots that I enjoy watching fly as well, and I think they're all good decisions. He was very cool and calm and collected on the course today, even coming down the stretch. We were kind of just talking back and forth. I don't know if he could sense it, but I was freaking out. It didn't really seem like he was, but I was internally. Just such a fun round today.
You wake up this morning, there are 21 players within 5 strokes of the lead going into the final day of competition. Do you look forward to a day of disc golf like that? Talk about that when you know the leaderboard is that stacked.
Absolutely not. I hate that so much, especially when you're on the lead card and there's people tied with you or just 1 stroke back of you. You look at scores and you're like, oh crap, I'm behind. I got a birdie. That's kind of how it goes. And I'm a score watcher, especially in final rounds when it matters a lot. It kind of gives me something to push for. Right as I started to get all those birdies on my scorecard is when I looked at scores a lot. And I was like, I'm falling behind. I need to get some birdies. Ended up happening. Made a couple clutch circle 2s. Obviously, the one on 15 was huge. I feel like at this point in the season, my game's been dialing in with my new sponsor, Discmania. Just want to thank them so much helping me out here on the road. It's been such an amazing year, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the year. It's just it's crazy how my game has kind of evolved over the last year, and to be up at the top consistently, it's been my goal for this season.
I know last year you were making some swing changes in the backhand. Are you making any tweaks right now to your throw, or are you starting to just grow with what you have now?
My throw feels so good right now. I feel like I'm just playing disc golf. I'm not actually thinking about where I'm throwing. Obviously, there's some swing cues that still happen that, in terms of positioning on where I'm holding the disc when I'm walking up, or maybe my alignment on the tee pad. But I definitely feel like myself out there, and that feels so good after kind of last season. That's the luckiest kick of all time. But I will say, made up for what happened in round two. I don't think the camera showed it, but there was actually a short position on that hole. I knocked the pin out of the short pin, and it skipped me backwards the other way. And so to see that one get lucky was awesome. And that putt on 15 was that was the dagger for me.
Gannon, I like to think that at the end of one's life, the good kicks and the bad kicks will balance themselves out over time. Gannon, thank you so much for your time, my friend. Congratulations. We will see you out there on actually in the Midwestern stretch. You get to go back home.
That's right. Flying home tonight after a nice 3 rounds bogey free was awesome. I'll be home with my dogs and my Legos tomorrow.
Life is good. The Legos can't build themselves, folks.